And quantum computing?
So quantum computing, you guys had a great conversation about that. I wanted to really wrap some basics around quantum computing so we can understand the singularity that may or may not occur. I know I heard you guys talking about that. But to put it in perspective, quantum computing is a real thing. It will be here in the next 10 years or so by 2030, 2035. But to give you some idea, take the most powerful supercomputer that exists today. Quantum computing in the next 10 years will be 158 million times faster. Think about that for just a second.
I can't. I mean, I literally can't wrap my mind around that.
I mean, it's just real time, right?
Yes.
Like it's happening like almost
they're very close, yes.
Like almost as soon as the words would be out of your mouth, it would have the result.
Yes. Here's an idea of what a traditional supercomputer that's live right now would take 10,000 years to accomplish what this thing will do in 4 minutes.
Okay, let's back up.
That's what quantum computing speed means.
I know what a computer looks like.
Yep.
I have no idea how it operates. Talk to me about a laptop that I go to Best Buy. Talk to me about a supercomputer and then quantum computers as far as, well, the first two are made of wires and transistors. And is that still true?
So yeah, it will be, but it's going to be not like wires because they're not fast enough to carry the signals. So you're talking about light. You're talking about fiber optics now. So and also what's wild is they're using heat. It's a whole different type of technology that's actually using heat pulses. So let's go back up though, just to get an idea. Your basic computer now is an input-output kind of device. You click a mouse, it does something. You save a file, it goes to a hard drive. The computer has no idea what's in that file. It doesn't understand what an Excel document is. It doesn't read the Excel data that's inside of it. It doesn't read your Word document. All it's doing is saving an input-output, like a transistor on and off switch, putting it into a hard drive, and then sitting it there until you pull it back up again. And then when you pull it back up, it still doesn't understand what it is. It's just pulling it back up on the screen so you can see it until you start manipulating it with a keyboard and mouse. That is completely the opposite of what quantum computing does. Quantum computing takes that, let's say, a Word document or voice or whatever. It understands how it relates to everything in the internet on the world, and then relates that to other problems that people are trying to solve around the entire world and does it instantaneously. Then it remembers the results. So if a result comes out to be negative, it remembers that forever.
So it sounds like the difference between computing and thinking.
It is. It's exactly what it is. And because it learns and it never forgets. But then not just that, it understands what's inside of each data set. It understands what the file is. It understands it, and then it will pull it up and open it on its own. So when it needs to reference certain data to solve certain problems from anywhere in the world, it will then pull that data and knows where to go find it, what it means, and try to solve problems with algorithms.
It seems like if a problem is solvable, it should be solved. It should be solved.
Yes.
For example, if there is a cure for cancer, it seems like we should have it in the next 10, 15 years.
Once you get quantum computing, it will calculate trillions and trillions of algorithms instantaneously. To put it in perspective, so this came out of MIT. Every day, humans generate 2.5 exabytes of data on the internet. That is 1 billion gigabytes. So you take a gigabyte, like a little small that's 1 billion gigabytes of new data that's put on the internet every day. Mm-hmm. So quantum computing can take that and in less than 4 minutes, calculate and understand what all of it means and relate it to each other.
So why isn't it here yet? What are they waiting on?
So it's the technology. It's the ability to actually put it all together without overpowering, without overheating, the ability to power it and with the electricity. There's a lot of things that we're very, very close to understanding. But to be able to do that, it's not the traditional microchip. You're getting away from a microchip.
And will it be the kind of thing that Boeing has a quantum computer and Odyssey has a quantum computer, or is it more like there'll be 8 in the world?
It's more like that. Yes, okay. It's more like there'll be 8 in the world because of the cost to operate.
Whoever controls those.
Exactly, and that's where you get into some things. But what's great about this is that you're talking about the ability to take traffic patterns from every major city on the planet, put all these scenarios together, thousands and thousands of scenarios together in a second, and then change all your traffic light systems accordingly to make sure that traffic is the most efficient on highways, major cities. airline schedules. Imagine airline schedules being calculated instantaneously by quantum computers. Everything in our lives will be touched by quantum computing, and I think in a positive way. One of the major things it's doing is they're going to be integrating it with, now this can get crazy, I'm looking at you, this is going to be all about facial recognition to fight crime. So one of the things that they're trying to do...
Pre-crime? Let's not go minority report
I knew you
here.
were going to go minority report. But it is true. They are looking at using public camera systems to identify facial recognition so that if a crime does occur, the AI automatically knows who it is and reports it and saves the video and so forth. But, also the other thing is that the amount of data that's coming out of the medical world is fascinating. It's 36% compounded annual rate each year, more data than they had the previous year. So 36% compounded more data. What that means is every medical case that ever occurs is being saved. Now, if you get a quantum computer to take all those medical scenarios from all over the planet, run them together, now you can come up with some seriously accurate understanding of what's going on with each individual person. It really is fascinating how they're doing that.
So I already think the stock market is rigged. I don't mean rigged like the rigged election, but I think that like the way I would invest, as opposed to big companies that have supercomputers and it takes them a nanosecond to make these trades.
Yep.
How will anyone be able to compete fairly?
Well, that's a very, very good point. And I hate to bring up MIT all the time, but the researchers there are really all over this. They are saying that when the quantum computer hits and AI is integrated into that, they're estimating that the economy will never crash again. Because there will be so many financial scenarios run across all financial sectors around the world that there will be millions of calculations,
adaptations
that will tell the humans that are running the economy, like the Fed and every country around the world, tell them what to do because millions of scenarios were calculated in a second in real time as to what's going on with all world markets. And they're estimating that the financial sector, not just this country, but the whole planet will never crash again because AI will always be adjusting in real time with millions of scenarios.
I can imagine a scenario where in 20 years, the quantum computers and AI get together and say, well, there's never going to be another war again. We figured out how to do that. But humans are war machines.
I know.
Right?
I heard you talking about that in the last segment.
So
yeah.
then is it like, do humans go out of their way to circumvent so that they can make war? We've never not made war.
I know. Never. Not from the very beginning.
No.
From when one tribe was trying to steal the corn of the other, like you were talking about. That is to be seen, and that is going to be a fascinating thing to watch, is how humanity reacts to something like this, and whether they listen to it or not, whether they listen to when it tells you to lower the interest rate here but raise it over here and do these certain things around the world over here because this market is changing this market. Do you listen to that and actually do it, or does AI, you just kind of fluff it aside?
If you guys want to talk to George about your own business, go to throttlenet.com/DGS. Thank you, Berta.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'm all right. So CBS has some reporting that Jack Smith and the DOJ